schedule. If you all went to the very first episode, I talked a little bit about how I recruit, how I get good guys and stuff. So obviously I check out the team needs first. Every time you guys are doing a dynasty, make sure you want to turn these off. I leave visit assistants just in case that it slips my mind. But for the most part, I always schedule them, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, usually I start off by attacking the pipeline states first. Because the way to get somebody is to obviously get the most points. That's how you could pass up a lot of these teams. So usually I start off by looking at, all the teams interested in me in my pipeline states, so I'm going to get the most points for them. I'll obviously pick and choose guys that I like and stuff like that. And obviously we need a kicker this year, so this is perfect. Got two of them, an 81 one too. And then after I look at that, and I'll look at all these guys that are in the lower lock percentages, and kind of fit guys to fit towards like my play style and my program. So obviously I do a lot of options and a lot of quick passes and stuff like that. So I'll look for like speed and excel guys and stuff. And I'll obviously always building up my line, so I always look for a good line. And I look for a lot of athletes as well. But yeah, and then after I'm done looking at all the dudes in the states, then I'll just come here to the main screen. And I'll probably just do the same thing here too. I'll look at who's all interested in me. So this guy is from, what is that, Oregon? I can't remember what state OR is. I think it's Oregon. But yeah, he wants to come to our school. 5-star recruit, wide receiver, 74 overall. Number 1 on his list. Like, yeah, you can come. You run a 4.3, okay. So I look for guys like that. Might actually put this guy on my list too, actually. But yeah, I go through and I look for guys like that. So I want you on my list too. I'm starting to find dudes that I want again, but I already scouted. Okay, you can go too. Okay, I'll stop looking. Okay, so after I find guys that I want that are on my list, then I'll look at the low lock again. Guys that aren't really getting looked at but are really great. And then yeah, I'll look over here at these attributes that I like. Then before I even scout these guys, I organize them. So obviously I'll put like where I'm the number 1 on their list first, and then mix it down from there. I might have to eventually cycle these guys now that I'm number 1 on them. But after I do that, obviously being in the lead helps out a lot, so I'll do that. Then next I'll look at, their top points that I'm getting from them. I want to make sure I'm getting big points. Like, look at this guy. 345 every week, and he's a 75 overall. So I'm getting everything for him. So yeah, everybody on my list, it's very rare that I have random dude that I have barely any points. I always get, what I can get. And then I'll go through and I'll scout dudes, what they're based off of. And if I like their stats, I'll have busts here and there. So then I'll remove them. And then, every once in a while you'll get a gem, which is good. And then I'll move them up my list. So then I organize them by not really scouting, everything else. And then I'll pick what I want. So that's usually how I do my recruiting. So go off of team needs, pipeline, and who wants to come. If they're really good, then obviously we'll make a spot for you. And see where we're at. Okay, so obviously I need a kicker, so I'm going to dump it in this guy. Get this guy. Getting bonus points on this guy? Yeah, we're definitely going to get him. Number 1 quarterback in the nation. Why not? $74 overall. We'll come back to him. 6, and we're getting plus 300 on him. We want him. Plus 300 on this guy. We definitely want this guy. Same with this athlete right here. I think we can get him. This guy, I want him. $290. I'm number 6. We'll try it. $304 for that guy. $350 for this 80 wide receiver. Getting a lot of wide receivers. I might have to slow down on some of them. I might slow down on this guy actually. Depending on where he goes. So it might be a little tough. Yeah, we'll try it. I'm getting 205 on this guard too. We're getting an extra 500 from the opener, so. Let's see what this guy has. He didn't really do anything. What about you? Oh, decent tackle. Did I already push for a tackle earlier? Do not think I did. I kind of want him. I'm getting $345 for this man too. So now I'll position everybody. Actually, I'll take some from this guy right now. So I'm not necessarily hurting for a quarterback. But we can definitely take this tackle. Yeah, I always try to get a lot of athletes because you can literally put them anywhere. But yeah, look at this. I'm getting plus 300s on a lot of these guys. So I know I'm going to definitely be getting them. We'll end up battling for this guy. If we get him, that's cool. If we don't, then that's cool too. But we're number 2 on his list, so we shouldn't drop that far. So yeah, that's my recruiting for the week, and hopefully the guys that we'll be fighting for in a long time.
So as you guys can tell, I decided to skip the Washington game. But as with this season, I was showing more or less of my recruiting and stuff like that. So I wanted to capture this after the first game, and then obviously I'll show the recruiting during the A&M game. But just to show how these points are stacking up and how my recruiting is going and stuff like that. Here's the progress after the first game. So we're leading with our kicker that we want. we took the lead with this athlete, 79 overall. This guy, all these good guys, we put leads. And then obviously guys I didn't lead and stuff like that, if I'm losing by a lot, I'll drop them below, and then obviously restack with the priority of how I'm leading. Yeah, we're not even that far behind on this guy. And then the other ones I'm leading without even getting points on them. So these guys I don't even have to worry about right now. This guy might be an issue, but like I said, I don't mind letting him slip and moving on. We already have a good defensive end that we're just slightly behind. So in the beginning of recruiting, I actually selected this guy, but I actually didn't pay attention to his stats too well. So he's obviously decent. Mainly his speed and acceleration is what's getting him, but you can tell his catching 72. His spec catch is super low, and his catch in traffic isn't so hot. But I saw that he had a deal breaker already, so I was trying to avoid that. And then yeah, even though I'm leading in him, I had to give him points first. This guy I didn't even have to give points, and I was already leading. And I looked at his stats, and yeah, his catching is 62, but his spec catch is 81, and catch in traffic is 78, and he has 97 acceleration. So this dude's gonna come off the line super fast. His speed is decent, and the main thing you want is catch in traffic. That I feel like that and spec catch, because catching obviously, yeah, but with those other two, I think it's base rated off of like if guys are nearby, like basically like pressure. So, and his route running's 90. So this guy's nasty. I definitely want him on the team. And yeah, even though he's not a pipeline, we got 260 for him. So hopefully we can get this guy. Maybe we could still get this guy, but yeah, his route running 78. So I definitely made a bad choice. Yeah, to take away from this is you definitely got to pay attention to stats. 'Cause yeah, I guess this guy is considered better overall. He's a 4-star, the other one's a 5-star. This guy's a 4-star, the other one's 5-star. But yeah, so, and this guy definitely fits my system a whole lot better. So you definitely want to get guys that fit your system, which if you're getting a lot of these big points, they obviously fit your system. So yeah, that's the recruiting for week 2. I just wanted to show this real quick before we start the episode, just to keep in touch with how the recruiting's going, because I'm using this season to kind of base off of how I recruit. So for week 4, we got Nick Allen coming in to watch this Utah game. So hopefully this will push us over the edge and we'll get this man. This is what week 4 looks like with recruiting. We're just slightly behind Nebraska on this guy, so I really want to try to step our game up and get him #1 athlete in the nation. Doing pretty good with everybody else. I might actually take a little bit off of these guys because they're so far ahead. I mean, it's obviously we're going to get them. Take a little bit off of these guys and offer scholarships in the next one. For right now, I'll let it ride. And then some of these were slipping behind. We'll see how we do in the next. If we slip too far behind, then obviously we'll just have to dip and get some more people. Like this guy, we're leading by a lot too, so I'm probably going to take some off of him so we can yeah, we're leading a lot in this guy too, so I'll probably take a lot off of him, so then I can also give scholarships as well. So we'll probably end up doing that next week. Still leading in this guy, the JUCO kicker, and this DE is pretty good. We're a little bit behind on this guy, but honestly, I might just cut our losses. I don't think we're gonna get him, and we're down by 1,000 on this guy, so I'll let this guy go. So we have 16 people, and we have 25 scholarships remaining. So I'll probably end up hitting the board in a minute, maybe in this week or next week. Yeah, let's look around real quick. And I kind of want to just fill up those spots so at least we can get the 25 scholarships that we're giving out. So let's look at some of these guys who are already leading on without even trying. Now, besides checking the pipeline states, now I'm going to check the entire pool and see what we got. So I guess we'll add this guy. Okay, so I saw one that we're slightly behind that we're already leading. Let's look at people that people don't want. This athlete sitting there. We haven't scouted him yet. He's pretty low. Go with the quarterback. This guy's pretty low. We'll check him out, and we're on his list. Low on the charts. And what the heck, we'll check him out. Okay, so now we added a whole bunch of guys. Like I said, when I take some of those points away, then I can scout some of these guys too. So now we're sitting at 23 of 25. What's going on, guys? It's week 5 right now. Obviously, in this episode, I said I wasn't going to be recording. So I was just going to go over what we're doing in the recruitment board just for the recruiting video portion. Oh wow, so this guy, we were just barely behind him and now everybody just catched up to him. We might have to bail out on this guy actually. Go for the other kicker. We're still neck and neck here. We just barely caught the lead on this guy, that's pretty good. This one we can take some points from. We can definitely take some points from this guy. This one's a close battle. We can take some from this guy. Stay in this one. We might have to cut our losses here soon. Stay with it. Stay in the fight for that one. That one. Could take a little bit from there. We're obviously leading on this guy, so I think we're just gonna have to dip out and then try to get this kicker instead. We're leading on this guy pretty good too. We're losing by a lot from him now. This was the deal breaker guy, I think, before. But we're losing by a lot, so we'll remove him. Just barely losing to this guy. I don't even think I've scouted this guy yet. No. Okay, cool. So, we're losing by a lot by this guy. He still hasn't decided yet. So we're going to take his 500 away. For now, we'll just put him right here. Let's offer scholarships to some of these guys. So we'll give you a scholarship. This guy. start giving scholarships to some of these guys. Yeah, with kitchen sink we can give an extra 50 to somebody if we want. I'll take 50 from you just to give you a scholarship. So put this kicker up to the top now. And we'll take like 100 from him. 100 from him. Get 100 from him. Just offer this man a scholarship. Let's look at some of these guys now and see if we can give a little bit of push. Let's give him 50 more. We're only a little bit up on this guy. Let's give him a little push. A little bit on him. So we'll give him a push. I guess that's good for right now. And where's this wide receiver at? This guy. Let's check him out. So he's a little bit better. Hey, from this guy. Go 350. We'll just throw a little bit of this guy. So, looks pretty good. Now, we have 8 people scheduled for a visit. So all these guys are scheduled and ready to go. I have visiting assist on, so they did all that for me. You can obviously adjust it and change it if you want to. Sometimes I'll schedule them, sometimes I won't. Oh, like this guy's ready for a visit, this kicker. Yeah, why not? We'll just schedule him for Memphis. We definitely want to get this guy a visit somewhere good. Alright, now you know what? I don't really see any, like, it's gonna really bump up my numbers, so we'll just send him for the Memphis game too. So we're now on week 7 of recruiting. Again, this one I wasn't recording, and this is also a big one. This is where I had a lot of recruits come in for this game that's about to play. Usually I don't have all my guys come in on one game and risk it all on one game because you never know how that game's going to turn out. I usually do at least 2 games I split between my recruits. But for just the way that it ended up, yeah, I ended up putting them all on one. And I usually choose teams that I know I'm going to get the win, kind of. But Yeah, so all these dudes are scheduled to visit this week. And it's against the Memphis Tigers, who hasn't won a game yet, I don't think. So it's a good game to schedule him for. Obviously, this guy hasn't committed yet. I'm surprised. He probably will after this game. Nebraska's barely leading on him. We're close to getting this guy to commit. He should after this game. Same with this guy. It's looking good. This guy should just go ahead and do it already too. Same as this guy. So as you can see, we're doing really good in recruiting right now. And splitting our points. Man, we're already down by 1,000. This man's probably gonna commit already. And we're only number 4 on his list, so we'll see what happens after the game. Other than that, we're probably just gonna have to skip out on this guy. We're kind of below on this guy too. Looking okay. Surprised this guy hasn't committed to somewhere yet. Number 1 quarterback in the nation. We're just a little bit behind, so hopefully this next game he'll do something. A close battle with this guy. This one I'm surprised he hasn't done nothing yet. And this one we're still itching on. We're leading. I'll actually give him a little bit more bump. So, I'll offer scholarship to this guy. Give it a little bit more. This guy, I'll take more points from him. Just to give him that bump, a 500 bump. We'll just offer him one just in case. We offered this guy, we're just waiting on him to commit. We're losing by a lot on this guy. We ain't coming back from him, so we'll let him go. Yeah, it's pretty much it for recruiting for this week. It's all just going to be based off of how we're going to perform in this next one.
As for recruiting, we got a little bit of things going on. Let's look at everything that's going on. We're definitely leading in the kicker. It looks like we're not going to have to worry about him. We're going to get him. We're still neck and neck with Nebraska right now with this guy. I guess what we offered a scholarship. I'll do it right now. We're definitely leading with this guy, this athlete. Hopefully he commits in. Same with this guy. Looking good. Looking really good here. We took control here. I believe we were down over there. We're leading by a lot here. This guy should just already commit. I don't know what he's doing. We're going to take some points from him too, because he ain't going to need it. We're just losing by a little bit on him. Maybe we should edge him a little bit. This guy, we're still continuously with nothing, but same with the quarterback. It looks like he's probably going to end up going to Oregon now. We're barely leading on this guy. Let's edge him. He's got a lot of points here. I'm leading with this guy. This guy finally locked us out, but that's okay. place will offer a scholarship to this guy. But I think I want to dump it in this athlete. Dump more into this guy. Okay. I think we're all good there. We got 2 people ready for visits. Both my athletes that I want. Oh, he's already scheduled though. Oh no, Nebraska hasn't scheduled. It wouldn't matter too. I guess we'll just put it on Memphis. We're gonna have a lot of people coming to this Memphis game. But it's okay. You want to have a guy who we're gonna beat on.
So it looks like after our major butt-kicking game, we're playing one of the lower schools. We actually got 2 guys to commit to our school after the game, so it's pretty cool. And some of them we got plus 700, plus 500, plus 200, so, and yeah, 5-5, so yeah, definitely in this episode you're gonna see a whole lot of recruitment. But I just wanted to pop in real quick just to say that we got some commitments, so it's pretty cool. So it is now currently week 9 in recruitment. Like I said, this is the bye week, and I'll also show week 10 because we'll also be skipping that Stanford game. Originally I was going to record that one, but the way it's ending up and turning out, I think they're like 2-5 or something. So I'm just going to skip that one and the Arizona one. So yeah, actually I'll also be showing week 11 recruiting. But for this one right now, this is what we're looking at. So far looking good, leading a lot of guys. I'm surprised some of these guys haven't committed yet. I'm just gonna take this dude's points away. There's no point, we're already 1,000 something below. He's gonna be the type of player, he's just gonna wait till the end of the season just to announce who he's gonna go to. We're probably gonna miss out on the #1 receiver in the nation, but that's okay. This guy we're a little bit behind too, but I'll actually give him some points. Maybe we can catch up and get in his list. Same, we're leading on this one. And this quarterback taking forever too. So yeah, a lot of these guys you're gonna find out at the end of the season, if you're getting them, they're gonna purposely wait out. And then we're leading on these 2 guys. This one automatic. And same with the 70 receiver. We don't have to really try for him. Yeah, waiting for this guy to punch through. And we'll just offer some scholarships if we haven't. Okay, we offered everybody scholarships. Usually you can hit the recruiting board and fill it up, especially because I have a lot of points. But like I was saying, my main focus is to get these guys to commit. So I think right now I'm just going to pile all this points on them, especially on a bye week, and hopefully I can get one of them to just commit. Yes, let's go, finally. So yeah, we got 2 more recruits that jumped on board. Oh, we ended up getting that #1 quarterback in the nation. He committed to our team. And we got the kicker that we needed committed to our team to fulfill our team needs for this season. So that's really good. Well, actually, I don't think he was a quarterback. I think he was an athlete, because I think this guy was the guy. I don't know. We'll go check it right now. But yeah, we got 2 commitments. Week 10. This is before the game with Stanford. And yeah, we got 2 more recruits. We got this guy, the athlete, 77 overall. It showed him as a quarterback, which I'm guessing he's good at. But I think we recruited him for something else. Let me take a look. 85 speed, 87 acceleration. Yeah, he has an 80 catching, 82 spec catch, 87 route running. So yeah, I guess he can play quarterback too. He has throw power and accuracy, but I mainly got him for a wide receiver. So at the end of the season, we'll look at which one he's better at. I mean, I guess we got quarterback if we need one, but we got wide receiver. And of course, we got the kicker that we needed. Didn't even scout him. I guess we'll scout him right now, just for the fun of it. Okay, so yeah, he's 77 overall kicker. So on to the top of recruiting. This guy finally locked us out. Yeah, we were gonna lose on him big time anyways, so that's okay. You win some, you lose some. And I think for now, I'm just gonna keep it on full blast with all these guys, just so we can catch and somehow, hopefully, get the win. But we're still waiting on this guy. Oh, he's the #1 quarterback in the nation. But that athlete is a higher overall as a quarterback than this guy. So I guess sometimes you can just find gems like that. Well, more great news. Going on to week 11, we got another recruit that is committed to our team. Right end, 74 overall. So that's pretty cool. So here's what our commitments look like at week 11. And here's the new defensive end that we got. Pretty good. 79 power moves, 74 finesse. And then, yeah, 79 block shedding. 75 tackle, 78 pursuit. So he's decent overall. He can definitely turn into a really good player. Going into week 12 into recruiting, this is what it's looking like right now. I decided to pull a lot of chips off of this man. He's just going to wait till the end of the season pretty much and wait for all these teams to battle out. So I'm probably going to pass on him, but we'll just still leave him on the board. Just for another good guy, I decided to drop this guy on there. And actually, we're going to offer this man a scholarship too. He'd be a nice little developing receiver. And then, of course, we have all these commitments right now. And that is recruiting for week 12. Coming into week 13 in recruiting, not a lot of change. We have, obviously, right here, this whole list of people coming in to watch the game, our prospects. This will definitely make or break them. I almost feel like, almost guarantee, we're going to be able to get some kind of commitments out of this game. There's even just right there, Edgar Lambert, #1 quarterback in the nation. Yeah, this is big. So this is what we look like for week 13. Looking pretty good. I'm hoping that these points will bump us up. Especially, like I said right here, if we can get a lot of points, we might be able to steal them from Oregon. Yeah, it just looks like we're about to get the dub on it. So yeah, week 15's recruitment. Man, no matter what we can do, we can't stop Nebraska. He just wants to go there. So he's going to be a last-minute shootout for this guy. We're going to have to throw a lot of points at him if we want him. We're leading on this guy. This one finally locked us out like I was talking about. So we can remove him. Well, we're leading hardcore on the #1 quarterback. Doing pretty good on these guys. I guess we can just give a little bit to this guy because I'm not really worried about those. Right now, my main priority is these 700s that I've been waiting on. We already got the majority of our recruitments that we need. We just need to bring in the last couple ones, which is these 5, and maybe this guy. So yeah, these 6 we need to reel in. Oh, we finally got him, the #1 quarterback in the nation. We got another commitment. There we go. I always like to see that yellow. Well, we made it to the conference championship, and we're ranked in the top 5. So this is what our board looks like finally before we go to the off season and do the final shootout. Yeah, I'm surprised a lot more of these boys haven't committed yet. And there he is. That's our newest prospect right there. Pretty decent stats. All 80s for a freshman. He'll probably end up being a 99 overall eventually. Especially when we redshirt him next year. Because we still have Chip and Rutledge running, so no point. Might as well build him up. One last look before we go into fighting for these recruits finally. This is what our board looks like for these guys. Sucks some of them didn't commit when we were already ahead, but we'll try to reel some of these guys in. All right, here's the final phase of recruiting. This is whenever we're trying to pull these boys one last time. We have 15,000 points to give out, okay? And we got to give them to whichever guys. These schools are going to be dumping as much as they can as well, and we have to try to get them to convince them to finish and come over to the school one last time. I know Nebraska's going to go hard for this guy. I definitely don't want this defensive end to go either. And this linebacker, he's a good one. We have a lot of wide receivers. We'll throw a little bit at him. I might throw a little bit at him just to get him to pull. So mainly these guys. This guy we're trying by a little bit too. We'll put 2,000 on him. Shoot big for this guy because I know Nebraska's going to shoot big for him. Let's see, we're going to dump a lot into this guy. That's what it looked like. We dumped 8K into him. 3, 2, and 2. Oh, we got him. Let's go. We got 3 of them. And we got the 2 defensive guys that we wanted. We didn't get the other one, but it says this guy could be a quarterback too, but I think I got this athlete for something else. This is our recruitment class that we've been working hard for the entire season. This is all our guys that we got. That's how I normally recruit every season. I try to look out for certain guys for the program that I'm building. And then they obviously slot in due to the playing times and how I run them. And I also mainly go for pipeline guys. So I get, like I showed you, a lot of plus 350s on a lot of these guys. So our average recruiting class rank is 12.5. And we're in the top 25 class twice.